So growing up, I never dreamed I'd be standing here in front of you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And there are so many people that helped make that happen, starting with my mom and dad. And I always said I never had far to look for role models because they were right down the hall.
Okay, I want to talk about your speech for a second, because that was a big speech. So when did you start writing it, and how many times did you have to rehearse it?
That's a good question. I started writing it probably February, March of 2020, right? And then had to put it in the drawer. And then when you cancel it, then I revisited it again.
You mentioned your parents' work ethic in your speech. How did their influence shape you to get you to that point where you're standing on that stage making that speech?
Yeah, you know what? I just felt like I wish my dad was there because he would have loved it. And he just loved football. You know, my mom, she's a special person. And like I said, my speech, she's a rock of our family. She's the person that kind of holds everything together. So, and you know, she really enjoyed it as well. And she's 85 years old. So, you know, I'm glad that she was able to be there as well, too.
Yeah, my mom is the rock of our family. Thank you, Mom. I love you. Thank you for everything.
What was your reaction to the Hall of Fame bust when you uncovered it?
Well, I wanted to go a little retro 80s, you know, so the guy's like, you really want to get hair like that? I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I'll do that. That's exactly the way I look, you know, when I played. And, you know, it's funny when I go back to Chicago, there's people who are there and they're like, you look nothing like you did when you played. You had a beard, your hair was long. I said, yeah, you know, got to change the image a little bit.
You said during that speech, I never faced anybody on Sundays who was better than I faced during the week. Did you realize at that time when you were playing, you know, how unique that group of guys was and really how special that was?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I played against those guys every day in practice, I mean, Richard Dett and I, you know, practice against each other every day. And he's one of my best friends. And I mean, we became very close. Some days we didn't like each other, and but we made each other better. You know, you got Dan Hampton and Steve McMichael and Mike Hartenstein and, you know, Tyrone Keys. I mean, we had some guys that could play now, you know, and our practices were pretty spirited. You know, ours was like little mini scrimmages. So there was a lot of little scuffles every once in a while, but it made you tough, you know, and if you could do that against these guys, you could play against anybody. And that's the way we looked at it.
And I wanted to welcome you to Canton, Ohio, where we promise to guard your legacy forever.
Thank you. What a call this morning. I don't know what to say. I'm shocked. Thank you so much. I mean, it's just incredible.
Is it still a little bit surreal that you're in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
You know, I think I had almost 2 years for it to sink in, so I think it's finally in now. I think initially at the beginning it was a little bit overwhelming, and then, you know, the pandemic hit, and then we were just isolated, right? So, you know, you couldn't really talk to a lot of people about it. You couldn't talk, you know what I mean?
Put your hands together for Jimbo.
Yeah, so just tell me about, you know, the whole experience, like the week leading up to it and all that, because you were finally able to be there in person.
I just think, you know, there was so much anticipation as well. And, you know, I think the best part about the whole experience for me was celebrating with family and friends, because, you know, that's what really makes your career, and the people that have impacted you in your life, your family, your mom and dad, your wife and kids. And then, you know, all your teammates from high school, college, NFL, you know, got a chance to spend a lot of time with them. And that was so incredible to see a lot of guys I haven't seen in a long time. So that was the best part about it, is celebrating with family and friends.